Yeah, I'm pretty much swagalicious, so.
So do you like line up your
Did you
own
just say
hair now?
swagalicious?
Huh?
Fergalicious?
Definition.
Swagalicious stuff. No, I could. I'm actually feeling real confident about cutting hair up where I think I might go to give myself a front taper.
Yeah, like it's kind of like the mailman conundrum. Who delivers the mail to the mailman? Who cuts the barber's hair?
My friend.
Where does the dentist go to get his teeth clean? Type
Another
beat.
dentist. I feel like these are dumb questions.
You know what, Adrian? I mean, there was probably a dentist, the very first dentist in the world, who had no one else to go to, who was
Dentai.
doing his teeth.
He probably just trained other people to be dentists and then had them do his teeth.
You think he or she, throwing it out there.
He was a he. That's historically,
Whoa,
historically,
whoa,
historically,
whoa. We
the
don't
world has
know.
been kind to women. So
Before documented times, maybe there could have been a woman.
before the 1900s, women weren't allowed to do shit. All right.
Last time I remember, Queen Elizabeth was a real person. So,
Yeah, and the queen is dead. Lizzie's in a box.
No, the one before her.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
also dead in a box, most
That's
likely, but
that's like when you talk about like hierarchies, like monarchies and stuff. Like usually those are more kinder to women, but like that's like 1%, and then the rest of the 99% of the world just like shits on women. Historically,
not us.
not us.
Yeah.
I shit on
We look.
children, and then we circle back to I think I could take out like 45, 50. What was it? 7-year-olds, first graders, something like that.
Kindergartners. I don't know why we're up in the grade level here.
I forgot what they were.
They get smarter the higher they go, Adrian. We're trying to keep
I could
them
take on
kinder.
120 seniors. So,
I don't want to jump back into that, but there's one thing we didn't think about that: how uncoordinated young children are. It's easier to fight them when they're
I'm pretty uncoordinated myself. I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
'cause you have the mind of a child.
Do I?
No,
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like
I have the
you
mind
over
of a
here
child.
making fart and penis jokes every episode.
Oh, new year, new um, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't even know
New
what the word
me?
I'm looking for. Not new me. No,
Oh,
no
new
dick jokes.
P.
new cock.
No dick jokes. No ball jokes. No nut jokes. Not even
Really?
skin jokes.
Are we gonna hold you to that?
You do what you want.
No, I mean, like, are you being for real? This might put us on
I
a
figured,
whole
I
new
figured I was going to start
trajectory.
the New Year's first episode. No perverse jokes.
Again, you're
I
like
was,
not even on camera.
I am.
Just get up on the desk or whatever that
Yeah,
is.
just sit on the desk.
Why don't you sit on this?
I can't see it because it's off screen.
There's no way that's off screen.
That was off screen. I didn't see it.
Right now, like half of your face.
Yeah,
Now,
half of your face is like
nope,
not
nope,
there.
nope, nope. Now we got like an eighth of your face is still missing.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
What do you
So
What do you mean?
on mine it shows. I'm literally from normal placement. I'm legit. Maybe a
That's because it
1/4 the foot.
shortens the
Let me
video
Yeah,
aspect.
let
by
me
it.
show you like how you
Three of us
look.
are here, at least for me and Chase.
How about we don't care about it and let's just get this thing over with?
Well, it's not going to be appealing for the audio, or not the audio.
What are we
Obviously,
feeling?
not for the audio listeners, but for the video watchers. What do
What are
you
we
call
feeling?
them?
Viewers,
Viewers.
dear Lord.
Oh, see, now you look so much better. Now we get to see the whole Gan.
Yeah,
The whole
That's
Gan
what I
for who
definitely
he
want.
am. Oh, I remember I was gonna get you a
What are you
mask.
drinking, Chase? Wine?
What am I drinking? Oh, this is some leftover champagne that I saw in the
You're
fridge.
drinking on the
from-
job.
What'd you say?
You're drinking on the job.
Well, yeah, it's like fucking 5
Well, it's
o'clock
okay
here.
when you
so-
do it, but it's a problem when I do it.
Okay, Adrian, you were slurring your words after like one sip.
I was definitely not slurring my words. You're just a gaslighter. Editor didn't pull up the clip.
Well, in post, he will. Probably not,
Oh.
actually, because
So you're gonna say
is
you're
lazy.
saying you're gonna doctor a video to make it sound like I'm slurring.
Yeah, I'm I'm just gonna chop it up, and it's gonna be like.
Slurring.
But see, nobody's gonna be believe you because they see it. You know. That's called media manipulation.
Oh, so you're a
Continuity error.
gaslighter and a manipulator. You guys heard it. You guys heard it.
They are not gonna hear it because it's gonna be cut out or bleeped.
I'm going to be in the comments in like 40 different accounts. He's a manipulator. He's a manipulator. Just the same comment.
I have not been doing the clips. I don't know if you guys noticed. We are like 2 weeks behind. Maybe a week.
I think like a week. You know what it is?
Well, it is the holiday season.
It is the holiday season.
Oh, it is the holiday season. Holidays are over, and I'm sad about that. All my joy went with the season. It's my favorite time of the year.
I have a better feeling with even numbered years than odd numbered years. Like 2023, it felt off to me. But 2024, I have a better feeling about it.
Open up a
What I have
door.
a feeling about this intro. Editor, cue the intro.
I don't know.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new year of the Something Original podcast. My name is Adrian, and joined in our virtual studio is our two hosts.
Chase.
And Gannon.
The party begins in 2024. Welcome back, ladies and gents.
And everyone in between and outside.
Why the thumbs down?
I like the rain effect, probably the best. That
Really?
and
I like the
lasers.
rave. I like the fucking
This
sick.
one's sweet.
Yeah.
This one's super sick. I love how it, like, grays me out somehow, or like, darkens it.
Well, they do it
one's-
in all
this
of them,
one's-
right?
This one's fine.
You know that effect that happens after you do the effects where it's just you in your room? That's my favorite effect. But you just leave it there. No.
You can't really see it, but you'll see it in post. Sometimes he just does it when we're like in the middle of a conversation, and I have to like.
I watch him do it.
I have to like, I have to pause because sometimes I just put it off to the side when I'm editing and just let it kind of play through by itself, and I forget now, so I have to look and see him just pop it up. So annoying.
It just be like that sometimes, dude.
It's not annoying, but it is annoying as for an editor. One of these days. You know what? 2024 resolution, we're getting an editor. An actual one.
You just gonna be like, hey man, you're not gonna get paid,
Yeah.
but
No.
it'll be for funsies.
I paid.
We're
Yeah.
just doing it for funsies.
Do it for the joy of it.
Do it for the joy of it. I mean, I like I said, I was feeling pretty good about 2024. Maybe we'll actually like start making money off this thing.
See, a lot of people aim too high with New Year's resolutions, all right? Aim low.
We
My New
just
Year's
want
resolution-
$1.
I just want some moon shoes. Fuck it. Some moon shoes. That's my New Year's resolution. I just want some moon shoes. I want to bounce around for fun for some
You
reason.
literally could buy them.
Exactly.
right now.
And then my New Year's resolution is fulfilled. I won't have to be disappointed all year. Think smarter, not harder.
Are moon shoes better than Heelys?
Ooh, that's an interesting debate. Heelys are the best.
Yeah, I would rather have some Heelys.
Heelys, I think, is more regularly applicable to everyday life. You can't just be moon chewing around.
See, but the moon shoes are not for moon shooting around all the time. It's just for when I want a moon shoe. I'm going to go moon shoe.
I feel like there needed to be an adult version of Heelys.
They have adult size Heelys. Heelys actually
No,
are.
but I mean they're marketed towards like children. Yeah,
Not really anymore.
not
They're
really.
not
anymore.
marketed towards just really like
I want to
everyone,
kick my
especially
heel
people.
out, like Go-Go Gadget style, skateboard helps out.
Oh, that'd be
They
sick.
could they could totally do that. Actually, they could totally do that.
Like it's half a skateboard in each shoe. You just.
Yeah, and then you connect it at the bottom. Yeah, you could do that.
Well, actually, I don't know how that would work for skateboards.
You would have to get like really big platform shoes, like have it come out to like here.
Not even that, but like if the board is connected to your shoes, Unless it's a like electronic board with like a motor, it's not. How are you gonna push?
Don't know.
Inertia.
Unless you like just like run and then just like in midair just connect it.
So when
going.
you're using your wheelies, what do you usually do? Or your heelys? Are you pushing while using heelys?
You're like walking, and then you
Yeah.
get off. You like get a little speed before you start healing.
But that's different than a skateboard because both of your shoes are connected to the board.
No,
How you-
I see the dilemma, Adrian. We're trying to problem solve.
I'm explaining it to Gann though.
Oh, okay.
It just seems
Okay.
like confused.
Yeah,
I'm not
honestly,
confused.
somebody, you're
I
not
was just
confused.
saying. No, I was just saying. This is essentially the same concept. Heelys, skateboard shoes.
No, but I.
You don't
I
have to, you don't have to push. You're still walking, and we're talking
No.
full on.
But
Yeah,
see,
but like
out,
for the skateboard to like come out and stuff, you really have to like either have your feet up or like be getting
Or
some air off your
Ripstick. Boom. Ripstick shoes.
oh
No.
yeah, you can like take it apart
Boom.
and like kind of.
We're talking just a
Yep.
little swivel action. Just,
I was never the. It's called a ripstick, right?
I had a knockoff version.
I literally just like spaced on when you said that. But the ripstick, dude, that shit gave me nightmares, honestly.
That shit was so fun to use.
It was fun
pretty
once you
fun.
got used to it, but I was scared of it when I was younger. That shit
We used to
was
try to like in front of the neighborhood pool. There was like a little ramp going into the clubhouse that's there, like people in wheelchairs with disabilities. But it was just high enough that we can like force it up, and we were trying to like grind on the side of like the sidewalk and shit, or on like the little parking curb things. I used to love that ripstick. Knockoff ripstick. I had a knockoff.
Yeah. Poser is what you are. Not really
Poser.
about the rip life.
How about I rip your ears out of your head? How about that? I'm replacing perverse with violent.
Man, I was about to say, honestly, good
I like
on
it.
you. Yeah, good on you. You didn't. I thought you were gonna break your thing, but you stuck to your guns.
No, because like the first thing I've done it so much is I'm quick with it. So the
Yeah,
first
the
thing
first-
that popped up is
First thing you thought of were me and my Johnson.
not your Johnson. Nobody wants to see your Johnson.
My
One person wants to see your Johnson.
gonads. There's a few people, I'm sure, out there.
You can drop a comment if you want to see Chase's gonads.
That actually leads me to one of my first topics. Actually,
Gonads?
yep, it's weird. First topic: Chase's weird interaction. It wasn't like about my gonads, but I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Like, there's like a weird thing going on in like grocery stores where like people are like trying to get like people recruited and like to in some like weird human trafficking stuff. Have you heard of this? So
Inside grocery stores?
inside
I hear
grocery
I hear
stores, yeah.
about parking lots all the time. They'll market
It
a
happens
certain
in parking lots too, and like, but of grocery stores. But there have been some instances where like somebody will go into the grocery store, talk up the person, and then once they leave, they get kidnapped and all that stuff. So this kind of happened to me the other day. It was New Year's Eve. No, it was the day before New Year's Eve. I was at a King Soopers, Kroger, if you guys are unfamiliar. I was just getting some like last minute stuff because all the like grocery stores were going to close for like New Year's Eve and New Year's. So I was getting some last minute stuff. It was pretty late at night, and I just needed two things. I was in like the produce aisle, and then some guy comes up to me, random, out of the blue. There was no one else around. It was a guy who was like dressed up, like he was looking pretty sharp, but he was younger than me. But he still looks sharp. But he just seems like super weird. He had like a weird vibe about him. And he just started asking me like where I got my jacket, like where I'm from, what's my name. Like just offer it like back to back to back, and he like just didn't take a second to process what he was like receiving from me. I didn't ask him any questions. He came up to me, started talking to me, and he just asked me like what I did for work and like where I lived. I lied about where I lived because I didn't want him, because I got the vibe as soon as he like asked me where I lived. I was like,
I would have just told him fuck off.
He seemed like sincere enough, so I didn't like, I wasn't fully convinced that he was like pulling something on me, but I had my suspicions up for sure. And when because I was trying to gauge if he was actually friendly, so I started asking him questions, and he was giving me the most basic shit. Like, it was just like he wasn't even a person, like some of the answers he was giving. So I tried to just end the conversation, whatever. And when I was like talking to him, he had stuff in his hands, like he was grocery shopping. And I get done with my stuff and the conversation and everything. He goes away. Like, I look away, he's gone. He's like not even in sight. And it's like a wide open area where I was, and I didn't see him. So I was like, that's weird. So I went in line, paid for my stuff. I was looking around for him because I still didn't see him. And then as I'm leaving, he follows me out with nothing in his hands. He didn't go through checkout or self-checkout or anything. He had nothing in his hands. He follows me out but doesn't talk to me. So I'm thinking like, oh, I'm about to get like kidnapped or something. But I see him going like an opposite direction from where my car is. So I went to my car and just scoped it out for a sec. And then I left. I saw him get into his car, but he wasn't leaving yet. I left and went the opposite direction of where I lived just to see if he was going to follow me and like throw him off. But he didn't follow me, and I didn't like ever get a notification saying like there was an air tag or something like in my vicinity. So I felt like I was fine. But dude, something about it is still like fucking with me. Like what if I see this guy out in the wild again? Is he even a real person?
Get you one of these, Chase. Have it in the belt loop.
Dude, I might have to. I might have to start like carrying a gun. I don't know.
I always have this bad boy on my belt loop while I'm cutting hair, while I'm doing anything.
Do you cut hair with it?
Yes.
Oh. It's pretty sharp.
Buck knife.
See what I would have done.
Buck knife. Just have it, just in case. I mean, you don't have to even, like, this is fully legal. Like, you don't have to carry like a firearm at all times, but at least have some way of like defense.
Yeah.
And if it's somebody that's in that kind of game, then the less of them,
the
better off.
I had some baby spinach in my hand, so he would have gotten the full thrashing of that,
See, immediately I would have just been like, "Hey man, might want to take a step back. I got an open sore and I got HIV. I just don't want you to get it." I spit when I talk.
Get these.
Immediately, it's going to throw somebody off.
Is that a throwing knife?
Always have these in my bag. Smith & Wesson throwing knives. If I can't carry my 38, then I got something that will hurt.
Are you like Ron Swanson or something? Like,
yes, I have bacon in the walls.
See, Gann's gonna get in a situation. He's gonna pull one out and like throw it, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I got this fucking dude," and hit a granny like 70 feet the other way.
He's trying to roll a D20, fucking critical failure.
Hold on, wait. 17? You're fucked.
Yeah, but like, what do you guys think of that? Like, do you guys think he was actually trying to like do something or what?
Could have been a cult thing. He could just be weird.
There's like so many different.
He said he was from Wyoming, and that's like pretty rabid Mormon territory.
No, that's just fake answer.
Yeah.
This is me. Someone asks me something, I have a whole fake thing. My name's Tony. I'm from Arkansas, and I live down on Flower Street. There's always a Flower Street everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Tony, I'm from Arkansas, and I live down on Flower Street.
Yeah, see, but that was the thing. I was in a situation where I'm just like friendly, and I thought he was just like a random person just trying to strike up a conversation.
If you're dressed that nice in a grocery store,
I'm dressed nice in a grocery store sometimes. If I'm like getting off work or something, I went into the office. I got, I'm dressed nice. Stop by the grocery store.
how nice was this guy dressed? Was he dressed Jehovah Witness nice, or was he dressed like business blazer nice?
He was wearing an all black, like dress shirt, dress pants, dress shoes, but it was just a button up. He wasn't wearing a blazer or anything. So it could be culty, but it could also be he.
No, it's Asian. This guy has no sense of style. There's no risk to his fashion. So he got this from H&M to look fancy, look the part, so you would be drawn in. But
Okay.
if he didn't have any kind of offset with the all black, then what are we doing here?
He was just like very weird. I was telling Shiloh this. I was like, I couldn't tell if he like had
How
autism
many
or
buttons
something.
were buttoned up on his button up?
All of them were buttoned up except for the very top one. He wasn't wearing a tie or anything.
Yeah. Was the shirt tucked in?
Yes, it was.
Oh, get out of there. Get out of there,
Yeah.
dude.
You think it was something bad then, right?
Something. That is a freaking weirdo. It's either all the way up, untucked, or if it's tucked, you got some buttons off of it. If he's got second to last tucked in, no tie with it, this guy's a freaking loon. This guy's on something.
He talked really weird too. He was like very fast when he spoke, and then he just wasn't like processing anything I was saying. He was like one track mind,
You guy's a weirdo. Something's
Maybe
off
he was
with
off
him.
the shits.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just cracked out. I don't fucking know.
He was not on drugs. I could tell you that. He was.
He's not the type to be wearing a ribbed tank top. I'll tell you that.
He like seemed very well put together, but he was like there was something off about him.
Yeah, no. Adrian, can you concur? If you got second to last button tucked in too,
There's only like a few excuses for that. Like you just got off a shift at somewhere like I don't know if Olive Garden makes their employees.
He said he was.
but then you would have it unbuttoned. That's my thing.
Well, he said he was
Either
an
all the-
engineer too.
Engineers
Got that
don't.
out of it.
What kind of engineer is dressed like that?
Yeah, exactly. He was giving me a fake thing.
Should have just been like, what kind of engineering?
I
That's when you
didn't
start
care.
lying.
Well, see, no, I didn't care.
gotta be like, oh, I'm in
I wanted to get out of the conversation, but he just kept asking me questions.
You should have
So-
just been like, oh, what kind of engineering? I'm in civil engineering.
Well, I
Kind of
didn't want to lie. If he was actually an engineer, I would have looked stupid, and he would have.
What kind of
noticed.
program
rather-
system do you have? Alfred.
Well, see, I would have. I don't know,
Alfred
so maybe
what?
he could be telling the truth.
You have an Alfred what?
Yeah, I didn't give him like I gave him. I said what my first name was. I didn't give him my social or anything, but I did. I lied about where I lived, and I gave him my first real name. But in the future, I gotta like.
You gotta have a whole fake one.
Yeah, I'm
But
Daryl
see-
Sampson.
I've run into people that are like nice and just are like, oh hey, like how you been? Yeah, or it's just like oh what do you do? Like they notice something about me or whatever.
See,
So-
my common interactions with strangers is usually just like something that makes one of the other people say something to each other, but it never involves like, what's your name, whatever. Because like, especially in
Yeah,
grocery stores,
exactly.
it's not fair to like,
Exactly.
this ain't a fucking
If it's a
nightclub,
random
like,
occurrence, you're not asking their name. You'd be like, "This is." If he was talking about your jacket, like for real, talking about your jacket, it would have been like, "Dude, that jacket's sick, dude. That's sweet." And then you'd
On
be
a
like,
side note, though, I did just
Appreciate
get
it.
a new jacket and it was pretty sick.
yeah, you might not want
Brand's
to wear it now.
Bearded Goat. It's a good brand. Shout out. We're not sponsored, but Bearded Goat, hey, if you're listening, it's good. It's a nice jacket.
No, we're actually gonna bleep out the name because no free clout.
No, if we
But-
can get a sponsorship from it, I definitely want that.
but that's how
Yeah,
it
sponsor.
would go.
No
Like a
free
usual
clout.
guy commenting on your jacket wouldn't ask your name. That's kind of weird.
Well, he, like I said, he was very put together and very precise with how he structured the conversation. He was like, "Love your jacket, man. Where'd you get it?" Like,
Sounds like a
looking
used
for
car
another
salesman.
jacket. He was dressed like it, but he also could have been a bad guy.
Here's the thing, because I had an interaction with a stranger before Christmas. We were out grocery shopping and we looked into this one like store with like anime stuff. And there was this random dude. We were just looking at stickers. He said something, and then we literally had like a 5 to 10 minute conversation about anime. Like we were really talking about it. Not once did we ask for each other's name or anything. We were just like,
Yeah.
But that's why I'm also saying he wasn't like he there was something off about him. Like, I don't know if he was like I said, I don't know if he had like autism. I don't think he had autism, but he
just
he had like
nefarious
something
intentions.
weird, like a mental illness or something, But or he was just really just like weird in the cult way. Yeah.
Maybe he is in a cult, was trying to recruit you, and he got nervous on his first recruitment. He got a little nervous.
Yeah. What if I was the one that got away?
But
and
then him
he's
falling,
been-
but him then going out at the same time as you with nothing in his hands, it's like,
That's a little weird. He had like almost like arms full of groceries. He didn't have a cart or a basket. He had like stuff in his hands. Walked out at the same time with
Did
me,
it-
and
The stuff? Was
you
it
see
even
what
like?
kind of stuff he had in his hands?
Yeah.
it was like a bag full of potatoes and like some salad stuff because he was also into produce. So it made sense, but yeah, he left without anything.
You're not making
Yeah.
salad with big potatoes.
Well, I mean, maybe you have some potatoes on the side. There were little potatoes; they weren't like the big ones.
I think he had nefarious intentions.
Yeah, I know. You guys are just lucky to be talking to me. I could have been trafficked. I don't know.
Or maybe he was trying to make an attempt to hit on you and realized, oh, this guy's
Yeah.
probably not gay.
I don't think he was gay either. I mean, the way he dressed, it just didn't give me, he had like any fashion taste.
It's very stereotypical.
It is not stereotypical. Try and think of any gay person who doesn't have a sense of fashion. They are some of the best dressed people in our society. I don't want to hear, "Oh, that's so stereotypical." No, that is a fact.
What's his
Stone
name?
Cold
The
Steve
singer.
Austin.
That one. The singer guy.
Reagan?
That,
Well, I mean, like people like
he wore the Teletubby
Yeah.
boots.
yeah. Well, that's weird. That's not good. But
I'm pretty sure
every other casual gay person,
I knew a couple.
they
Yeah.
have good style.
No.
No.
I'm looking at one right now.
You have a mirror
Yeah, looking at yourself.
in your room?
You're looking at the screen, staring at yourself. That's okay. No, actually,
Up top. Up
yeah,
top,
Birdie. Birdie didn't really have a.
Well, she was
style.
masked. She was masked though.
She's gay. Didn't have that much of a. She had more of like a casual sense of style, for the most
Yeah.
part.
I'm talking more of like the male gays, not the
Oh, now
female
you're-
gays.
So now you're changing. Now you're moving the goal.
Now you're really.
Well, no,
stereotyping.
it just fits the profile
Wow.
of this guy. Weird.
You ever heard of bears? You ever heard of bears?
Yeah, but they're still very fashionable.
Are they?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, they have like a size, disadvantage, I guess, in the sense of fashion, because most fashion is made
Wow,
for like.
more stereotyping.
I feel like you're
Is
just
that body
blind.
shaming on top of it too?
It's not body shaming. I'm saying there's a flaw in the fashion industry that doesn't help any like oversized.
They have the store called
People.
Big and Tall.
Chase, I
Do
think
you
you're.
think they cater to the LGBTQ community?
Who?
Big and tall.
Listen, Chase, I think you're blinded by the phenomena of social media and media in general, that you are exposed to gay men who are fashionable only in the scope of media.
Adrian, I live in Denver, Colorado. I go outside and half of everybody is LGBTQ.
How
And
do you
they
know?
are all super nicely dressed.
I'll give you two, actually. I'll give you one. My aunt, she's gay.
In a
No
prior
fashion.
episode?
My aunt is gay and has no fashion, no drip. Not for a
How,
woman. Not for a
okay,
dude.
there's an age range. How old is she?
I mean, she's never had a sense of fashion, but she's in her like 50s, I think.
Okay, now you're backtracking. Now we're moving the
She's
goalpost a little
she's
bit.
never had a sense of fashion. Well, you were saying gay men, so it doesn't matter anyways. But
Yeah.
I just feel like you're just being more generalistic off the small sample size,
Whoa.
which
I'm
is
not being
okay.
anything.
The generalization is understandable with how much you've been exposed to that same criteria. But then again, you haven't been exposed to the whole. So to make the generalization is incorrect.
Well, I mean, I'm sure all the LGBTQ men out there will agree that they are very fashionable.
I feel like any
I think
gay,
I got him on my side, Adrian.
I think any
you're-
gay man can tell you that they've encountered more than one gay person who had no sense of fashion.
I'm sure there are outliers for sure. I am being general, I guess.
How do you know they're outliers? You only have a small sample size. You've only seen gay dudes in the media.
You're putting words and like ideas in my own head. That's not true.
Yeah, you're not general. Who the fuck are you?
I'm around gay people all the time. I see them, and they
you're
are
flexing on it.
very well dressed. Yeah, I have a few gay friends.
Name them.
Well, don't name them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name anybody.
No, in fact, phone a friend. Live. And ask them. Stirring up my slush. Phone a friend or... No.
Oh, can we talk about how the Love Island incentive was official? I don't know if you saw this, Adrian, but we now have to all fly to Australia and watch Love Island with an Australian person.
Yeah, no.
Why is everybody so against going to Australia? First of all, it sounds fun.
Let's do a
Two,
quick head count. Which one of us has the expendable funds to fly to Australia for a couple
all right,
days?
Adrian. I'm not saying right now. I'm not saying like in the near future even. I'm saying eventually.
There's only one
What?
Australian person I'd want to hang out with, and he got killed by a stingray. So...
Oh, Steve. I was like,
Now now he's being general. What do you mean? I'm sure the Australians are so nice.
No.
He didn't say they weren't. He just says the one.
Yeah,
and he wants
honestly.
to- Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you're taking the most famous
I was a
Australian.
petty officer also. Thank you.
The big gulp.
Oh, yeah.
I know you've just been sitting there scooping with
Yeah,
that.
he's been
tiny
sucking.
ass
I'm gonna have to
spoon
cut
straw.
out all that audio.
I'm like shaping it up in there.
What are you making art? You're turning your slushy into art?
Hmm?
We are
What are
on
you making?
something original, Adrian. We gotta be creative out of
What
the
are you
box.
making?
What I'm doing is I'm putting it so that it all scoops to one side now, so there's not a lot in it, and then I draw in it, and then I can start over. It's like a dry erase.
It's like a reward.
It's like a reward.
But yeah, stay tuned, guys. We're gonna be in Australia sometime.
No, we're not. No,
We
we're
are.
not.
Adrian, why would you not want to? What if we like started making money off the podcast and we?
Is-
I don't
Steve
even want to
Irwin
go to
there?
Australia recreationally.
Is Steve Irwin there?
You guys don't
Have
want
you
to
ever
see
seen
the world?
pictures? No. Have you ever seen pictures of like people's houses and stuff in Australia? They'll have just big ass spiders inside their fucking house sometimes.
Okay.
No thanks.
We always talk about kangaroos and stuff. You never want to see the kangaroos?
I'd rather fucking shoot a kangaroo in its neck than be around one.
Jesus Christ.
They're evil. Kangaroos are evil.
Okay. Let's just go to Sydney, Australia. It's like a city. I'm sure there's no bugs, no spiders, nothing there. Because it's a city.
The island
so
is covered in them. The entire-
Adrian, we're fine. We're
I don't
fine.
want to go to Australia. There's nothing.
That's
for
what
me
the
to do
TikTok
here.
said we had to do, though, so we have to do it.
What, 3 years from now? We're gonna circle back to this 3 years from now?
It'll be an event. It'll be something that we look up to. It is a goal of ours.
Yeah.
No, that's a goal of yours.
Yep.
It is a goal of the podcast. I don't look. I'm not trying to go to Australia just because I want to go to Australia. I want to.
Sounds like
I mean,
it is.
why don't you guys want to experience new things and like see new places?
Who are we
Been
gonna
there,
go watch?
done that.
Love Island in
Uptown,
Australia.
baby.
How about we?
Uptown.
Okay, when we
We don't
get
know anyone in Australia.
stop.
Up
What?
top, Adrian.
We don't even know anyone in Australia.
No, I know, but listen to this. Listen to this. What if we do a live event? Like once we get like real big, if we ever get real big, we start making money off the podcast. And then we use that money, so we don't have to use any of our own money. We use that money, go to Australia, do a live event where people are fans of the podcast in Australia who want to come see us do the podcast live, and then we are watching Love Island in the background.
There's
with
no
the-
way you like
with
this show
the
that
live
much.
audience.
There's no way you.
I don't
enjoy
like
this
the show that much, but it's a part of the thing, so we have to watch the show. But I would
New draft.
also.
I have a better idea. Chase. How about we'll adapt your idea of circling back to this when we have more fans and stuff. When we do that, we can redo the idea of top comment decides.
Why?
Because it's kind of doesn't make sense to do it when we got like 7 comments. 4 of them are from us.
Well, the top comment said we had to go to Australia.
Top comment had like 2 likes, and they were both you.
What if we? No. What if we?
Hold on, I'm
Just
gonna go to that.
started
post.
doing live shows. What if we did like international live shows, and then during the Australian one, we had to do the Love Island thing?
Do you think we're gonna all want to even do a Love Island thing by the time we have some status to be doing a tour where people are gonna come see us?
What if
anything?
the people ask for it?
Yeah,
Adrian?
probably
What
your
what
taste
if
will
they
get
go
better
back to
by
this
then.
episode?
Hopefully.
if, why are we so against this? I thought you guys would be
Because-
like excited to actually go to Australia and like hang out and be buddies.
Hey guys,
and-
would you want to go to Australia? Could have started with that question. We both would have told you no.
We could go to Thailand. Shoot.
Why would you want to go to Thailand?
Yes. See, yes, you
shut
could shoot a
the-
cow with an RPG.
Why would you want to do that? The cow is like a little puppy, little like
And then we
earth
could go
puppy.
eat it and be look like men. Go there and just, it's already cooked, medium rare. Yeah.
I wonder what explosive would actually be able to cook a cow to medium rare. Tune
This is
in
kinda-
to find out.
This is kind of on the nose, but probably a flamethrower.
No, an explosive.
Oh. Probably, what's that one thing called? I can't think of what that thing's called. It's like a. Never mind.
Like a Molotov? I could get a Molotov.
A Molotov? A Molton.
I actually want to, real quick, I want to circle back to Chase's idea. You said that was the idea came from the top comment.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the top comment.
What do the top comics say?
The guy said fly me, like himself.
Okay, no, we're not gonna fly a random person to Australia. I was
Well,
just trying to change it
are
to.
you doing-
Oh, so now you're changing the top comment.
Yeah, are you changing the
So it's not even the top comment.
All right,
anymore.
all right, okay. We'll keep this in mind. We'll put this on the shelf. We'll shelf this conversation for when we actually start getting status and we actually start making money. Then we'll come back to this conversation. And then
We'll find a real, actual thing.
you guys,
not-
okay, let's ponder on this conversation. I know we've been talking about it for a while, but let's ponder on this topic for a little bit. You guys want to do international shows, live shows in front of an audience
No,
in
Mary.
Live
all
show
these
is
different
different
places. Ireland,
Okay.
Thailand, Japan, Australia, And then one of the bits that we do during the Australian show, we just have Love Island playing in the background.
And then I'm too close to it. I might lose IQ if I'm that close to it.
If you put it into retrospect, how long do you think it'll be until we do something like that? Because even the top podcasts in America with millions and millions of subscribers and shit are not doing world tours.
They are.
With fame.
The last podcast on the left does that. Theo Vaughn does that.
Oh,
well,
Theo Vaughn, he does travel.
He does comedy shows.
Yeah, but they travel and they have other stuff. But I mean, they do. I mean, some of the highest performing podcasts make quite a bit of money, especially from the ads.
The last
but how many
podcast
of them
on the
are
left,
doing
the one that I
these
listened to
world
pretty
tours?
much.
We're not Drake. When you talk about world tour, we're not Drake.
I am.
We're barely.
What if we have international listeners that want to come see us, and we come to them? What if we look?
Well, right now our top. What isn't it like the Philippines? Is our top listener?
No, it was.
What was it? Fuck, Bulgaria or some shit?
No,
Bolivia?
No.
Great. Now they're gonna hear it. Like, you don't even know.
Oh shit. It was one of our like closer like ally countries. It might have been the Philippines actually.
It was not the Philippines, no.
No, I think I just looked at the demographic. It was Philippines.
Did you
Which
just
is
look at
pretty
the
close to
demographic?
Australia. I can look at it right now if you guys want.
What do you when you have half your face in the camera, Gann? There you go.
Analytics. We're looking at analytics today, boys.
I felt. Why do I feel like it was a country in Africa? That was what we had.
Audience. Oh, fuck,
Audience.
dude. It's Germany.
Germany.
Great.
It's Germany. 8% of our listeners are from Germany.
Great.
Whoa.
I don't even
Great.
know 8% of people. Why great? They're listening to the podcast in Germany. They don't even speak American.
Well, it's
I don't care.
not American.
Germany
It's English.
is okay.
Listen, they have a very terrible history of things they.
Hey, so do we,
perpetuated.
Adrian. So do we.
But Oktoberfest might be worth going to Germany for.
Yeah, sauerkraut. There we go.
Oh, so let's
I would
watch
do that.
the German version of Love Island.
There's
in
no German
Germany.
version.
Great. Even worse.
They might come out with it by the time we are able to do it.
9. I
Did you
just
just say
really
that?
thought that Rachel was very into me, but it seems that she's not.
No. No.
That was spot on. Should we
Good, but no.
She just sent me a text. We might go down to the discotheque, but I'm not entirely sure just yet.
the next improv or the next caller should be a German contestant of Love Island.
Since I saw time,
we
she
should
has not
do?
texted me back. This is
You
the
know what we
last
should
hour.
do? We should try to get on one of those like game show things. Not like Love Island and stuff, but like
Family Feud. I like what you're thinking.
The
maybe
price
Family
is
Feud.
right.
Price is Right. I wouldn't say Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune. It just doesn't feel the same with Trebek and
Survivor.
Mm,
As long as I
Yeah.
can wear a fake mustache and talk in a German accent.
Big Brother.
German accent is so fun to do, especially if it's like creepy little German guy.
Let's send Gann to Fear Factor. Let's put Gann on Fear Factor.
Are they still doing Fear
Heck
Factor?
no.
I think it like came back or something like that.
As soon as they told me I had to eat bugs, I would throw my head through a wall.
Yo, let's get on the challenge.
What are you saying?
The MTV reality show, The Challenge.
You watch MTV?
This is a challenge.
You've never heard of The Challenge, Chase?
No.
I want to be on Naked and Afraid.
Is that still a show too?
Yeah, that. Oh, I don't know if it's still a show. I never watched it.
Or what's the one where you get to survive?
Survivor.
No, not that one. The one where they're like out in the wilderness. They get dropped in the wilderness. It's like what's What's that one called?
Bear Grylls?
No,
It's
it's
like
not
Bear
Bear
Grill.
Grylls.
It's like a Bear Grill-esque thing. Where, it's like this regular Joe Schmoes that like. Oh, you know what I want to do actually? Wipe out.
That's all. Yeah,
Yes.
we all.
Yes.
Dude, I feel like I could kill Wipeout. I
Yeah.
feel like everybody on
Dude,
there is
I feel like I
so
would
bad.
destroy it.
It comes on. The reruns come on the barbershop sometimes. And I'm
Those-
like, dude, I could smoke this.
Those big red balls, I can conquer them.
Making this hard on me.
What am I
Adrian,
making hard
do
on
you
you?
have a rebuttal? But
Say it.
rebut.
I have a revolver under your chin.
Damn.
You don't.
Jesus. You don't. I don't see one.
I'm calling fib.
I'm calling. I
Fibby
don't know where I'm going
fibber.
with that.
Fibby fibber.
I was gonna say pulling out a gun-shaped bong does not count.
No, I'm drinking out of my Post Malone cup.
Wait, you smoke marijuana?
No, I smoke meth.
Ketamine.
Today in news.
90% of Americans would die if a pulse event hits the power grid. Pulse event is a massive solar flare.
So they would say like all of like the power grid, if it's the power grid, we would be out of like power for years.
Too bad I'm in power.
But they say 90% of Americans would die, and a lot of people are saying that's like outrageous. I feel like I would be able to survive for sure. I want to see your guys' thoughts. Would you survive?
Our society can't even go a day without posting their life on social media. So
I could.
taking
I
power
absolutely
away
could do
from-
that. I've thought about it. I could, as long as like I don't personally like. Is there a catch? Like, can people get hit by the solar flare?
No, I mean it would just like mainly affect the power grid.
electronics. Yeah.
I'm chilling. I don't like this stuff anyways.
I think the big thing was like people don't really understand how much of the power grid affects like common infrastructure too. You know.
Well, the way I'm seeing it, we go back to not going to work or driving in vehicles or
But that's the thing. Like modern medicine would essentially cease to exist. Like you want to be able to like.
don't
like-
need it anyways. Holistic
What if you trip
medicine's in.
and What if you trip and fall
Well, I would be better than
and
that.
get an
If
infection?
Well, first off, then I would go find a plant
I
that
feel
could
like
heal
an
it.
infection would be the least
There's
of
actually-
my
What if you
problem.
can't?
Plants for wounds is actually all over Ohio, so I'm chilling.
Okay, so you stay in Ohio.
Probably until wintertime. Then I'll go a little bit sit down south, out in the woods.
What if you get hypothermia?
You bundle up.
hypothermia? Yeah.
Well, I mean, what if you're like stuck in a blizzard?
Why would I be out there then?
Well, I mean, you say
We
you're
have-
traveling
we
down
have-
from winter Ohio to somewhere warm. What if you
I
get
would
caught in a blizzard?
leave. I would still be able to tell the date.
Well, I mean, what
I'd
if
still
it's
be able
so
to tell
sudden?
the date. I would plan it.
I
out.
feel like the solar flare would affect some of the weather and stuff. Maybe.
that wasn't part of it.
Okay, so what if there's just a sudden blizzard that you don't know about? There's a storm that comes in.
I'm pretty
Whoa.
sure I would have some inkling of knowing that a blizzard was coming.
How would you know? There's no news. There's no weather forecast.
You
There's
wouldn't-
no one
you
out there
wouldn't.
telling.
Chase,
You
how do you
just
think
step
people did
outside.
before this, dude?
They
You
wouldn't.
just
They
look at
didn't
the
know
sky.
well beforehand.
You think these guys, these weathermen, they are out there just like.
No, yeah, they have technology that can predict it weeks in advance.
How do people do it before?
You know what he
They
can
planned
also
it out.
do?
They didn't. they would just take
Step
it.
outside. Oh, it's really
you're
snowy
looking at
out.
it-
Go
I
inside
think
and
you're
start a
looking at it
campfire.
with a not good approach, because it would legit be so easy.
Let's go back to the campfire that Adrian just said. If it's a blizzard, the campfire would get put out very
do
easily.
it
You
inside.
can tell the seasons, Chase.
No, what? But
Based
what I'm
off
saying,
the day.
what I'm saying, it's a very. What if you say it's like fall and you're like, okay, it's starting to get cold. Let
It's
me
not
travel.
saying
Let me travel
I'm not
south.
traveling fall. I'm traveling midsummer.
Oh, okay. But
Pretty much,
what if
I never
there's
even added phone to the equation.
okay, all right. So
if
you're
there's a
planning
blizzard,
ahead. It's midsummer. You're traveling down.
These are things that migrate, like people that would do migration back in the day, people that were full-on travelers, like the gypsies. These people, they weren't just like, well,
I don't think they're
it's
called
like, it's
that
the,
anymore.
What are you
it's a
talking about?
thing.
Tyson Fury calls himself the Gypsy King.
Yeah. So okay, go ahead and try
Well,
to go back to generalizing people, Chase. Okay.
He's never seen Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't.
That's what
Well,
I'm
I
saying.
think. Well, I
And
mean,
it shows because you're like Love Island. This is why you're like I couldn't do it because you wouldn't have Love Island.
I never said if I could do it or not.
Would you?
I could do it.
I could do it.
I'm starting to try.
Well,
the
you might get
mountain-
caught in a blizzard
Kind
that
of
you're not
blizzard mountain.
preparing for.
Well, since I'm in Colorado, if it happened today, I might get fucked because it's in the middle of winter. You know.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be fucked. You just start a fire inside your house.
No, I'm saying it's super cold. You would. I don't think you understand. Like even at the coldest of colds, if you're like still inside with no, or I guess the insulation would be okay. But you know, if you were outside and had the fire, you would die.
I think if all electronics go out and you die, if somebody dies from like hypothermia, that's natural selection. I think we are intelligent enough as a species to know, hey, I live in a cold area. I must have cold clothes. Let me throw on a bunch of them. Let me make a little fire.
You see
But
which way the wind's coming. Go out in the garage. You got stone surface. Whatever ways the wind's coming, you open up whatever door, right? So you have a back door in the garage. You have a front door in the garage. The wind's coming over this way. You put the fire into the stone slabs or the concrete slabs in your garage. You don't have to worry about this fire spreading everywhere. But then you have the wind coming in so that you don't have to worry about the smoke filling up the entire room. Fire is just super easy. All you gotta do, like, we still have lighters. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm out in the middle of the absolute wilderness.
Okay, so how long do you? So there's experts say 90% of Americans would die if a pulse event would happen. This is talking like years through the whole thing. Do you think you're surviving the whole thing?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm starting a cannibalistic tribe of mountain men. We're going to sit in the mountains. Eventually, cannibalism's going to kill us. But 5% of that 90% that's going, that's us. That's us eating people.
Somebody get him.
Dude, I'm living off tuna, spam. Not doing that. Not doing
I
cannibalism.
live off Fred.
But that's
and
live
Albert.
off of spam and tuna. What if your supplies run out? You have a
That's why you
finite
eat people. That's why you eat people. People don't run out. There's billions.
Well, if 90% of Americans die,
Well, I mean that's talking about like throughout the years, because a lot of people are thinking like you and like, oh, I could probably survive, but then they hit that 1 year mark, food rations are deplenished in their area, then they starve.
And when they die, nom, 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 nom. I'm gonna fucking eat them.
by then, yeah.
Cannibalism.
On my way to the grocery store, I'm going in. Anybody I see, I'm like, sorry, buddy.
Well, I mean, you gotta
Gotta
think
keep this
though.
food for myself.
I think in the first couple weeks, the grocery stores are going to be wiped out. There's not going to be a single thing in a grocery store in the first few weeks. And then you got to think like at the first year mark, I feel like that's where the 50% come in. That's when they just start dropping like flies. Because you don't have any factories to make any more food because all the power's gone. You just kind of have to go hunt and gather.
I'm finding
Oh.
chickens.
I'm finding
some
generators.
chickens.
I'm finding generators. I'm siphoning fuel out of cars. I'm killing people if they're in their house eating.
No, they're
I
the
think fuel out of cars is crazy.
well, yeah, that
Fun, Adrian.
for
It's
one. But
I mean, I'll have a
it
tribe-
won't work anyways. The solar flare like affects every single electrical thing, no matter like generator or not. It's like the battery's shot.
It's like the world gets hit with a giant EMP.
Yeah, nothing works. but
I'm getting
Cymbalta can help.
chickens. I'm
You know what will
getting
work?
chickens.
Fire arrows and cannibalism.
I'm sticking it
We-
out with the spam. I'm sticking it out with spam and tuna, and any other.
But how long do you
non-perishable
think
items.
that is going to last you?
Just until the summertime, Chase. Let me finish an idea before you start. Like, what about a blizzard? You can walk outside and get hit with a blizzard. Until summertime, I'm holding out with spam and tuna and non-perishable items. Okay.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
Summertime comes around, I'm going through and I'm wrangling up chickens. Right? Now I have a protein source. I will live off eggs. Who cares? Right?
Actually, I'm setting up base on the coast, fishing a lot.
See? That's sweet. That'd be cool.
Fishing.
I'm more of a
And then
freshwater
eating.
fisher. I don't want to get caught up with no shark, no.
It'll probably last you a while if you get a shark.
You're eating
Oh,
shark.
Just
Lord.
kill it. I mean, like you pull it up and kill it. I mean, you're just taking the meat.
You just throw like 7 spears inside of it; it'll die eventually.
Yeah, just slit its throat.
That's a
you know?
death machine. Sharks are terrifying. No
Hey,
way.
you take it out of the water and just let it sit
This
there
is coming
for
from the guy
a
that was like,
few
what
minutes.
if a blizzard happens?
I'm just trying to be realistic. I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
can
Mother
even
took-
eat a blizzard.
I feel
Are
like
you
if
realistic?
I feel like if a sudden blizzard hits, it's wiping out 30%.
That's 30% that doesn't know how to survive anything.
Adrian, you're from Florida. You live in California. I don't think you've ever witnessed cold in your life.
He's
I
from New
will
Jersey,
die.
We have
Chase.
winters up
He doesn't
north.
remember New Jersey. He tries to forget that. It's lodged in the back of his mind.
You act like I just spent my entire life in Florida. I used to go every winter up to New York to see our family. New York, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and spend a week there.
I don't think
I've been
you've
cold.
had
I've
to
been-
walk home from school in negative 3-degree weather.
And guess what? You know what beats -3 weather? Inside insulation fire.
With
You
a
don't have to be
heating
pro.
system, but that's not going to be a thing. You're going to go inside and it's going to be maybe 2 degrees warmer.
I'm finding
How are you going to
books
see
on
inside
Native
your dark
American
house?
survival tech.
Candles, right? Candles are another heat source. So you got candles all over, plus a campfire to keep you warm.
What if you go into a building that isn't lit with candles all over the place, and those candles eventually run out?
I feel like it's a lot easier to like repurpose candles in a way, find a way for a candle to work.
I'm sure it'd be
Without-
easy, but then, like, I mean, not every single building is going to be lit with candles.
There's oil torches also.
But
There's
oil
several-
runs out. There's only a finite amount of like resources that aren't
How long do you
mass
keep-
manufactured. You're gonna have to like do everything by yourself. You want to get oils, you're gonna have to find a source of oil. If you want candle wax, you're gonna have to find a bunch of wax and melt it down and then reform it. Maybe, because even those wax vapors, they evaporate,
Make it sound
I'm
like
just
it's that
trying to be
hard.
realistic. I still think I can live, but it's slim pickings. It's slim pickings.
You barely know how to survive a blizzard without heating, without
I
electricity.
live in Colorado. I know how to survive. I lived in Ohio my whole life. I
Without
know how to
electricity?
survive a blizzard. I've been through a blizzard.
Without electricity.
Yes, I've lost power. Lost power for a few days.
I'm glad I have a
I
truck.
I lost power for like 4 or 5 days in a hurricane.
In California.
Hurricanes happen in California often.
I thought one just
Not
happened
Florida.
the other day.
Not Florida. That was
This
a hurricane.
last
That was
week.
a day- that was a day of mild rain.
Okay, well,
That
it was still a
meteorologist
hurricane. It was technically
hard on
still a
for it.
hurricane. Adrian,
It
get
was not
off.
a hurricane.
You are wrong.
Have you ever been in a hurricane?
I have not.
Okay,
But
I
I've
was
been in a blizzard.
I was in one every year for like 4 or 5 years straight.
Yeah, I mean that's just
Welcome to Florida.
Florida. Half my family lives in Florida. I've heard the stories. I've heard the survival tactics.
But
Come
you don't
at
even know how
me.
to survive a blizzard
Come at me.
without electricity.
I'm looking up Midwest. I'm going to find a book. I'm going to search libraries.
So you don't have to worry too
summertime.
much when you just turn to cannibalism. And I need you guys to see that.
I don't think I can turn that way though, Adrian. It seems you're very gun ho about cannibalism.
Because you know
Yeah,
what?
I'm not doing that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Eventually, everything's going to devolve into lack of survival skills. You're either going to have to eat people or die.
Now this is a real question though. Let's say sudden blizzard does happen. Gannon. You go someplace that is super warm, blizzard still happens. You're stuck in it. You're in your house. You got all your supplies, but you're just not. The blizzard happens. It's like a month-long blizzard. We never know what's going to happen. You run out of food. You're with a group of people.
It's convenient because Miss I'm at Macy's house has been making a survival bunker kind of thing. We have supplies here. If it happens here, I'm chilling.
Let's say if you go south. Let's say if you're by yourself. But
You're
with
coming
a
up with all
group
these hypotheticals that are like not going to happen. If a blizzard happens, I'm not walking outside, Chase.
Okay. Let's talk about the survival bunker.
Your
Let's say
hypotheticals aren't making any sense. It's like,
Let's
what happens
say-
if a
let's
Komodo
talk-
dragon was outside and all of a sudden there's a lightning storm? And I'm not talking any kind of lightning storm. I'm talking pure lightning that flies down and hits people. And it hits you. What are you going to do then? Your hypotheticals don't make sense. I'm not stupid. If a blizzard happens,
let's
I'm
talk
not stepping
about-
outside.
Yeah, let's
I'm
let's
not
talk.
going outside. I'm
Let's
going to start burning stuff in the garage.
let's
Is there
talk.
impure lightning?
I'm
I
opening
didn't
up
know this.
doors, and
Still
I'm
going.
going to survive inside.
Okay, let's talk about the survival bunker then. Let's say power
It's not a
doesn't
bunker.
come back on.
It's not a bunker. It's just like prepping.
Okay, whatever the situation is, you guys run out of food. The thing happens.
Won't happen until months. Do you understand non-perishable
months?
items? I know you go to Trader Joe's and you
Yeah.
get everything like fancy and right there, but people used to eat out of cans, Chase.
It's not
You get
fancy,
cans.
and they have
You get-
cans at
you-
Trader Joe's. Okay.
Well, it seems like you're just not understanding what I'm saying.
You're saying months, but I'm
Months
yeah.
until summertime. I don't know if you know this, but usually, just for like the span of, I don't know, human existence, this part of the world has seasons.
One-
Seasons. Solar
one
flare happens
last-
is not going to knock off the seasons that much.
One last hypothetical.
Okay,
One
here we
last
go.
hypothetical.
Yeah,
You're in the
lightning storm.
given. No, you're in the. You're in the situation that you're currently in. You're prepped and ready to go all winter. You have the rations. Let's say the solar thing knocks out the power for 20, 30 plus years. It's a realistic circumstance because our power
Yes.
grid sucks.
Mhm.
You've hunted the first few years in the summer to build up your rations. Eventually, the food supply
Do you know
deplenishes.
gardening? Have you ever heard of gardens? Sometimes people
Well,
do this. See,
what
Trader
if-
Joe's,
no,
they get
this
their
is-
food from gardens.
This is the hypothetical, Gannon.
Your hypotheticals don't make sense.
You're in a drought. No gardening. No gardening all summer.
Oh,
and then
a drought
the winter,
in
there's a
Ohio?
blizzard.
Borderline swamplands by how much it rains here?
It happens. There was a drought
This
the
is
other
not
year.
Egypt.
No, that it happened. There was a drought the other year.
I'm building an irrigation system.
Oh my god.
Rain collectors. Have
All right, you
like,
win. You
Have
win.
you seen
You
Doomsday
win.
Preppers? Have you
No,
ever
I
seen
haven't.
Doomsday? You do
I
that.
haven't.
Instead of watching Love Island, watch people that are trying to, like, all your hypotheticals that you're throwing, these people have done. Dear Lord,
I'm gonna interject here.
have you ever seen? Have you ever seen?
It's my turn. I have the talking stick.
That is not a talking stick.
It is now. Chase, I feel like your hypotheticals are trying to pin Gan into
Yeah.
a
Well, that's
corner
exactly what I was doing.
of unrealism because your hypotheticals don't take into account like, it has to be a very specific scenario that is most likely preventable if you just kind of know what you're doing for a second.
Okay.
But like he's explained that he knows what he's doing.
I've admitted defeat. He wins. He's thought of everything. I was trying to get to a point where he didn't think of something, but he's thought of everything.
Here's my
Honestly,
hypothetical game.
realistically,
I
I
think
think
about this-
Gannon's winning.
On my way
Gannon's
to work,
living the entire time.
well, on my way to work, I think about this all the time. I'm like, how awesome would it be if we didn't have power? I think about this all the time. I'm like, wow, I wouldn't have to go here. I mean, I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I love barbering. But it's like, wow, imagine if I didn't have to drive this thing. Imagine if I could just walk through the woods. You know, it's a nice, like, spring or fall day, early fall. I'm like, wow, I could go out there. I could hunt up. And, like, my grandpa taught me, springtime mushroom hunting. I'm not big on mushrooms, but if you throw a little bit of eggs in there and cook them, they're okay. They're eatable. But you go out there and you find a certain mushrooms, you can live off those. And also, you know,
And you can have fun with those too.
Oh yeah, those other kinds. But I'm not gonna be flipping cow patties. I'll leave that to somebody else.
I mean, you might get bored after you've done all your stuff.
Honestly,
for the
might
day.
as well. I mean, if
Might
it's
as
like
well.
years in, I'm like, well, be nice.
Yeah,
to
and I have a
kinda lose
Gotta
that
take
little
the
bit.
edge off.
Yeah.
Again, I got a hypothetical.
You go,
for
Home
you.
Depot. People are going to go to the grocery stores. I'm going to freaking Home Depot.
Well,
Home
just
Depot has toilet
divide and
paper.
conquer and have somebody go to a grocery store, have somebody go to Home Depot.
Right. Try it out.
That's unsafe. But I have a hypothetical for you. All right, let's
here we
say
go.
you survive the winter. You're getting prepared to, like, you know, go down south, find some chickens, whatever. You got a tribe of cannibalistic people closing in on you. Do you think you're surviving that? You think you're surviving my
I
tribe
don't
of
think.
cannibalistic?
I don't think. I might be wrong on this. I don't think guns use electricity. I don't think.
Guns.
My math could be off with these hypotheticals.
Are your guns gonna help you
The
see us
solar flare takes out
camouflaged in
the
the
power
trees?
of guns and ammunition. Also,
Well, how are you going to get ammunition?
Yeah,
Through
how are you
years of
gonna-
hunting and having
is-
to defend
We're not
your
coming
homestead.
in lazy.
if I'm,
We're not
if
coming
I'm
in
hunting
lazy.
animals,
We're coming in.
I'm not
We're
going
in
to
the
waste
tree.
my ammo. My ammo is strictly for humans. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
What are you
I'm
gonna do?
setting
What are
up
you gonna do when
traps.
we're hiding in the trees,
I'm setting
in the
up
bushes?
traps. See, I'm going to live off probably
Setting up
honestly, like
traps.
smaller animals.
Hmm.
That's what I'm going to be living off of. It's like, I know I'm not going to be out here just like straight up taking a spear and chasing down a deer and just, but I'm going to set up like, you know, set up a nice little smash boulder. All you need is like a stick, right? You set it up, you set the little bit of peanuts underneath of it, or whatever. Some of those animals will eat anything. And at that point, I'll live off some raccoons. Who cares? Whatever wants to come under my little rock trap, smash-o dinner.
Anyways, you think you're surviving my tribe's guerrilla warfare tactics in the trees with bows and arrows?
Adrian,
plotting and scheming.
I would actually be more interested in you finding a group of people that have that same mindset.
Hey, everybody goes crazy when shit goes crazy.
We're talking 10 years after the event. Adrian,
Adrian, if
has
it's
built up
happening
a sizable tribe. You
in San
Coming at you like
Diego,
the Persians.
are you
I'm
guys
coming
going
at
to
you like
migrate
Persian.
from San Diego out to me? Where
Yeah.
I might be? Whoever knows. I'm not even.
he might become a warlord, honestly, for all we know. He's gathering the villages off the West Coast into the Midwest, or into the Central America, and then to the Midwest. He might come with a full force army,
And
wiping
Gann,
out anybody.
do me a
Just getting
favor,
his
Gann.
rations up because you're a part of his ration.
Again, do me a favor. Look at your thighs and your arms, and you ask me why I wouldn't come to you while I'm a cannibal.
It got dirty. It got real dirty.
No, he's a big dude. He's got big arms and
Oh,
legs. You know, a lot of.
lever action 30-30. Wow. Bang!
You seeing me? Is that going to give you night vision while I'm sitting out there?
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm setting up pheasants.
Neck.
I'm setting up pheasants and I'm setting up quail. Those are two bird species that make the most loud noise when
They're
people
loud
come
as shit.
near them. I'm gonna get a pack of them and I'm gonna keep feeding them. I'll feed them some of the seeds or grain, because I'm gonna just have some from planting and from gardening and farm. I'll probably get to the farm level eventually. Once I have enough youngins helping their old pap out. Then I have security. And then I'm going to find 2 rams. rams are some of the most intense creatures and territorial. And you're not going to outrun a ram.
You're
Those
gonna go
things
all the
will
way to
hurt
Los
you.
Angeles to get the Rams?
I'll
Why?
be right back, guys. Keep talking. I have to pee so bad.
What are
You're
you
going to Los Angeles to get the Rams?
I'm not going to Los Angeles. No, that's bad. Dumb joke.
Got
Dumb
him.
joke, dude.
Got it.
But yeah,
See,
dude.
Now here's my thing. I'm training an army of crows to be
Here we go.
assassins.
Here we go. Assassin crows? I thought you were like hunting and gathering That'd be
I'm
genius.
training them up. I'm giving them things. They're bringing me things. Eventually establish a relationship where it comes to physical contact, and then I'm creating little helmets that have little knives, and I'm teaching them to like get into the neck. Look at this drunk guy waddle back over here. So you missed it, Chase. So we were going over how I'm going to train an army of crows to become assassins. All right.
Okay, well, I did miss a lot. Quite a bit, I guess. We're not considering that other people are also considering Gannon's same concept, and this is what happened during like the kingdoms and like the land taking over. Eventually, somebody's gonna get influential enough, have a whole kingdom essentially, and just start to pillage your little encampment.
Do you know who's going to be the first kingdom?
I'd probably actually go down to Tennessee, out in the
Cannibals.
middle, like out in the desolate Tennessee.
I'm starting a network of cannibals. I'm sending cannibals out with like posters and like wooden signs, like meet here
If
To-
you,
EAT?
if you want to,
Meet
to
here.
join the crew. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna put that pun there. That's so fucking hard. I'm gonna put that pun there. And it's not really going to be where our camp is, but it's going to be a place we can watch over. So, like, if it's people looking to kill us, we can ambush them. But if it's really somebody who wants to be a cannibal, we bring them in.
do you
We strengthen
think?
our numbers.
Let's be real though. Let's be like 100% honest. Adrian, I'm sorry for what I'm about to say. Can a 5'7" person really lead the masses?
I mean, all you got to
Napoleon.
do is kill a couple people
Yeah,
in front of
Napoleon.
people for them to be
French-
scared.
The
he
French
was
army out there
eventually
with
he was
Napoleon.
eventually just offed by his own people.
And realistically speaking, tall people is like a kind of relatively
It does
in human
something
society.
with the psyche. If you see a
But-
tall person, you're gonna like more respect them.
And if you see a
hey,
short
I'm-
person mutilate them in front of you, you're probably going to be scared of that person, right? You do that a couple times.
I just had to throw that in. It's gonna be a
You should look
TikTok
up
clip
average
for
serial
sure.
killer height. What's
Well, the average height is 5'8". He's just one off.
No, for serial killers.
Oh, for serial.
I don't want to look that up in my Google. No thanks. That's weird.
What's the average height? For
Someone's looked that up before.
serial? Yeah, I'm sure it's like a top thing on Google.
Yeah, no, I just don't want it in my history.
From what I've heard, I don't think they're relatively tall, usually. What?
5'7".
Watch your butts. And your neck.
Bingo! I knew it, dude. I knew it, dude. I knew it. You don't have to be. I'll tell you this. I don't think. Actually, I'm kind of curious to what the average height of Spartans were. Because I can almost bet you none of those dudes were over 6 feet tall. I can almost guarantee that none of those.
They were
that's what I'm
shorter
saying.
back then.
That's what I'm saying. Relatively tall people is like a newer concept.
Yeah,
Because back then, you know,
tall people
You're sa-
didn't
you're-
start like really forming until like we migrated to the Americas.
Oh. The average Spartan man was approximately 5'9", taller than other
that-
Greeks at the time.
see,
I could have been a
people weren't
Spartan.
making 6 foot. You know what I mean? People weren't getting over 6 feet tall.
If that's saying the Greeks are short, I'm trying to imagine like Hercules, like
Yeah,
this big
yeah.
Herculean
Do that.
hero.
Do that in your brain.
He's only 5'9".
Zeus chucking down bolts of lightning. Dude didn't even like. Dude
5'8".
didn't even dunk. He didn't even dunk, dude.
he
Well,
was not
no.
an all-star.
He was
Spud
not
Webb was like
dunking.
Spud Webb was like 5'7" dunking. in the NBA. Was it Spud Webb?
I'll
Yeah.
spud
Picture
your
a bunch of
web.
Danny DeVitos running around. You know what I mean?
Actually, hold on. Average height. How tall were the Persians?
They were a bigger empire. They probably had more of a pool of people to gauge that.
Oh, they were like around 5'8".
There you go.
Same. Tall is real. I feel like Norse people were taller though. I
It's
feel like where
because
some height came from.
I learned this in school. It was because like in more densely populated areas and during those time frames, people were smaller. Like they were just shorter on average. But with the Norse people, they were a lot more spread out. And same with Native Americans, they were a lot more spread out. So they were just bigger and taller. Gave them room to grow, quite literally.
And altitude has something to do with that too.
Yeah. I don't know actually, but there you
It
go.
does, like the early Mayans were in the mountains. They were the early Mayans were in the mountains, and
Shoulders talking.
they were shorter people too. Nothing
The
against them. They
Mayans
sweet.
were?
Might have been Mayans, Aztecs. It was like an early Southern American native tribe. They
I was
were
going
in
to
the
bring this
mountains.
up at the beginning of the episode, but our conversations have kept up on this trajectory. Have you guys seen that video of like the history of the world by like Bill Waltz, I think is his name?
Nope.
It's like a 19-minute video on YouTube. It is so funny, and it talks about like every single like the start of the universe essentially to like all through human history and like all the civilizations, and it's like a funny like almost musical, but
Not big on musicals, but
it's not a musical. It's like a parody. Like he's like using like auto tune and stuff, and like making all these funny graphics that pop up. Look it up, and it's I'll put a link to it in the description below, and I'll also send it to you guys individually.
sweet.
What I think we got about 7 minutes left. We can do a quick score, hit an hour and a half New Year's special, and call
Okay.
it a wrap. I'm trying to find a reason why I would take that point half off, because I like the game a lot. Visually, game style, everything. It's
Oh, we can end it if you want. Let's just end it. Let's just
I'm
end it.
sorry.
We can talk about all
Poor
this
girl.
stuff next
Aw.
episode.
You can find it on all streaming platforms. I'm talking Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can find us on Patreon for $3 a month,
$3 a month.
and
$3 a month.
you can find all of our exclusive content on there. It's strictly charity at this point. You can donate if you want to. Thank you.
Thank you.
You got anything,
Adrian,
Chase?
do you have anything you want to ask? Add to the end?
You got anything, Chase? I don't got anything.
No, I don't have anything. Gannon, do you have anything?
I don't have anything.
All right. If nobody has anything, thank you guys for tuning in. Happy New Year's. We all love you. That is it for this episode of the Something Original podcast. My name is Adrian.
And I'm Chase.
And I was and will always be Gannon. Thank you.
Best
Peace
of
out.
wishes, Macy. Bye.